Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. This is your CTG team. So in this tutorial, we're going to discuss about how to implement Spring Cloud Eureka server with one real-time sample. So let's get started. As usual, let's start with Spring Initializer side. So we have to generate two application. One is Eureka server, another one is Eureka client. For Eureka server application, we need to provide the necessary details, so which is already filled here. You can able to see this is the group ID and artifact ID, package name, and we are using Spring Boot 2.3 version and then Java 8 actually. So the main required option is we need to select Eureka server dependency and then Spring Boot actuator. So you can, in the description also you can able to see Spring Cloud Netflix Eureka server because it is written on top of the Spring Cloud, basically integrated component. So this is one of the project we have to generate, and let's go to the next one. So basically in our previous video we have discussed the introduction of Eureka server and Eureka client and how it is working. In that we have seen there is one real-time sample like e-commerce application, like one login application is trying to communicate with multiple cart application. So for that again we need to generate a login application basically. So again it's a Eureka client application, right? So we have to fill all the required details, the group ID, artifact ID, and the version, everything, and then we need to select the Eureka client application dependency, and then we are going to write one business logic with the REST API. So we need to select REST Spring Web dependency, and then we need to include a Spring Boot actuator also. So this is one of the application which is required for our implementation, and then let's go for the next application generation. Here also what we are trying to do is we are trying to generate a cart application. As we discussed, we need a three microservice application to achieve our real-time sample testing. So let's generate all this project and then let's import in the STS. So guys, we just imported the project in STS. As you can see, we have Eureka server, Eureka client, login and cart application respectively. So before getting to the implementation, if you're new to the video, subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon so that you will not miss any upcoming video from our channel. So basically, if you want to make any microservice, any Spring Boot application into a Eureka server, we need to follow 3 steps. The step number 1, we need to add the dependency. So that we have added already in the Spring Initializer. So for your understanding, let me open the pom.xml. In the pom.xml, we have, as you can see, like Spring Cloud Starter Netflix Eureka server, and then Spring Boot Starter actuator dependency. So these are the required dependency for making any Spring Boot application to a Spring Eureka server. This is basically this is our step 1, and then the step 2 is we need to enable the annotation. So as you can see in our Spring Boot config server also, what we need to do is we need to enable the Spring config server depend annotation, right? The similar kind of that we need to enable Eureka server to make this particular Spring Boot application to a Eureka server. This is step number 2. If you want to see like this particular annotation comes under which package, you can able to see it's coming under Eureka over the Spring Framework Cloud Netflix Eureka server, enable Eureka server. Basically this is our respective package structure respectively. And then the step number 3 is we need to create the respective configuration files. Basically this particular application, everything comes under Eureka, so we need to create one property file saying that instance.hostname as localhost. Let me explain why we are creating this, and the next one is basically this is Eureka server, so we no need to register this particular application in any system because this application itself Eureka server itself. So that is the reason what we are doing is we are just making register with Eureka fetch registry both instances as false. Okay, because this application it will act as a Eureka server. Then a step, and then the next configuration is it will Eureka and Eureka client and then service URL. Under that we need to create a default zone. Why this default zone is required means Whenever if you're creating any Spring Boot application, what with if you're enabling Eureka server, what will happen is the particular port it will default to 8761. But if we want to make our customized port, we need to mention this default zone URL. Here you can see we are passing the parameter as a dynamic one. Basically the dollar symbol. This Eureka instance dot hostname is nothing but we have defined here Eureka instance host name, basically the local host. We can directly hardcode also, but in ideally the passing as a parameter is a good approach. That is the reason we are doing that way. And the second approach is server.port. Server.port is nothing but 900. That is also we have defined here, and then we are passing as a parameter, and then slash Eureka. This is our default default URL which is required whenever if you started the application, we can able to open in the Chrome to check the available instances or how many instances are running. This is all about the Eureka server, and then let me explain about the Eureka client application. Like any Spring Boot application, if you want to make it as a Eureka client, what are the steps we need to do? Let's close this both files. Okay, so let me go into the like Eureka client login application. The similar kind of that only. The first step is we need to enable the dependency. That is we have already done in the Spring initializer site itself. We need to enable the primary dependencies: Spring Cloud Starter, Netflix, Eureka client, and then the actuated dependency. This web is it's optional one because we have implemented some business logics in this particular login application for better understanding. That's the reason, but it's not relevant to like the particular Eureka. It's our business logic concept only. So this is all about the dependency. And then step number 2 is we need to enable the annotation. So again, it's similar to our Eureka server only. Here we need to enable Eureka client. Okay, and you can able to see the package structure also. It comes under Cloud Netflix Eureka. Enable Eureka client. So this is all about the dependency. And then step number 3 is again we need to do certain configurations. So for that we have created application.yml file. Here we have provided some customized port 9001, and then here you can able to see we are providing the service URL default zone as localhost 900 Eureka. Basically you can compare one thing in this particular this is basically Eureka server configuration. Here we are mentioning that register with Eureka is false, fetch register is false, meaning we are not doing any registration in case of Eureka server because that application itself acting as a server on Eureka server. That's the reason. But here we are not defining that particular two properties. So what will happen based on this particular property file, this particular instance it will register in the Eureka server with the particular with this application name that will be like see in the real-time example, like in the Chrome. When we are trying to start this Eureka server, let me show that in later. So this is all about the Eureka client application. So first, for better understanding, what we are going to do is we are going to communicate from one login application to the one cart application. So this cart application is all about the similar configuration only. So yeah. Let's try to start this application. For that, what I have done is let's have build this particular project to a respective jar file so that I can able to show it in the command prompt. So yeah, so let's start the project one by one, and then parallelly we will discuss how the system works, how the communication happens, so that only we will understand better. Yeah, so let me quickly start the Eureka server application. So I'm just running this particular command java-jar because this particular jar is I'm trying to run as a runnable jar. So yeah, I'm just starting this application. So now what I'm doing is I'm running three microservice, one Eureka server, that one as you can see here, the Eureka server is started, Spring Cloud Eureka server, and then two client application. One client application is for login purpose, another client application is for card purpose, basically the card details. So yeah, let's see one by one. So you can see like our cart application getting started. So as you can see here, what it is trying to do is it is trying to discover the particular Eureka server, and then it's trying to register that particular application in the Eureka system. And that one we can able to see in the Eureka server logs also. Let's go back to the Eureka server logs. You can able to see here register instance login service, registered instance card service. So what happened whenever the both register login and cart client application is getting started, it is sending the register request to the Eureka server, and then the instance is registered successfully. This one we are seeing in the Eureka server logs. And then if you want to like check in the Eureka a client application also, we can able to verify. Here you can able to see this, it is trying to register in the Eureka server, and then we are getting the 200 success code, meaning what happened, this particular login application is successfully registered in the Eureka server. So okay, you can ask me one question, like how to ensure this application is registered in the Eureka server. For that, let's go back to the Chrome application. Here let's run this let's run the particular command 900. Let me enter the URL localhost 900. Basically, the Eureka server is running in the 900 port. Okay, you can able to see this is the high level UI of Eureka Spring Eureka server. Here, the main thing you need to notice, one is two instances running. Basically, here you can able to see one is login service, another one is cart service, because we are running two client application. Okay, so our ultimate goal is what we have to trying to do is we are trying to communicate from this login application to cart application. First, let's see one-to-one communication. One login instance, one cart instance. Okay, you can able to see it is running in localhost 9001, local cart service 9004. For that, what we have done is we have created some basic business logic. Let's go back to the login controller. We have created this particular controller. Here, what we are trying to do is basically what we are trying to do is we are creating one particular we are creating object for this REST template, and then we are storing in the Eureka bean factory. Including that, what we have done is you can able to see we have included one more annotation saying that add load balanced. Why we are doing that is we are trying to our ultimate goal is we have to test one-to-one communication, one login to one cart application, and then one login to multiple cart application. For that, what we have to do is we have to implement one load balanced concept. In the previous video, we have discussed we have to implement add load balanced annotation, or we have to implement Spring Eureka a ribbon for load balancing concept. Here you have to notice one thing. This particular load balance annotation itself, internally it is referring to Eureka ribbon. Basically, what will happen is this particular application, if you are annotate this particular system with at load balance, it will try internally. It will communicate with Eureka server to get the respective instances, and then it will try to make the HTTP request with any other system. Let me show that in log so that you will understand better. Okay, so here what we are doing is we are just making one HTTP request with the respective cart application. But here you have to notice one thing: the URL. Basically, this is the ideal URL of the cart application. You can able to see like localhost colon 9001. Okay, not this one. We have to remove this. Okay, localhost 9001, and then get cart details. But here what we have mentioned, HTTP cart service and then get cart details. Basically, what we are doing is whenever if you are defining like this, what will happen? The system, it will look into the Eureka server in that particular instance name cart service. How many current running instances is running? It will check, and then it will get all the instances, and then it will send the request one by one. Meaning we no need to define the respective localhost and then port, because it will vary at the runtime, right? So we can't predict how many instances running. That's the reason we are defining the instance ID based on the application name. It will fetch all the instances, and then it will try to post all the requests to each and every cart application one by one. Let's go back to the browser, and then let's try to hit one request. Let's see what is the response we are getting. Now you can able to see we are getting the responses data successfully fetched from cart instance 3. Okay, because currently we are running one login instance, one cart instance. Directly we are getting the response. In the code also you can able to see we haven't configured the on the respective application, I mean the IPN port. Okay, but internally based on the application name, the particular cart application, it is fetching the instances in the Eureka server, and then it is communicating with the cart service respectively. Okay, so for now, let's try to communicate from one to many application. One login application is trying to communicate with multiple cart application, meaning multiple instances are running now at runtime. So let's try to, for that what we are trying to do is, let's try to run multiple cart application. So for that what I've done is, I have created the same jar with the version 2, just I renamed it, and then I'm running this particular application, and then I'm running one more application saying that version 1, because we are trying to communicate with 3 different cart application. Let's wait for the application up and running. So now both cart version 2 and version 3 application getting started. In the logs also you can able to see, whenever the instance is getting started, it is sending one register request to Eureka server, and then it is successfully updating the status in the Eureka server. For that reason only you can able to see this line is printing discovery client cart service, the respective cart service application name. Okay, now let's verify in the Eureka server console whether this both instances are registered successfully or not. Let's refresh this page again. Now you can able to see we have 3 cart instances, basically the same application, but we are running in three different instances. Now our let's see how this particular login application is sending the request to all 3 requests in a load balanced method. Let's go back to the login application request. Let's try to send this request one by one. Now the instance 3 is responding. I'm sending the request again. Now you can able to see it is responding with instance 1. Okay, and then let's try to hit this request again. Now it is responding instance 3, instance 1, instance 3, instance 1. Basically it is sending the request dynamically to each and every instance. Okay, because you can able to see we haven't restarted the login service, but internally this login service making the handshake with Eureka server, and then it is getting the respective instance details, and then sending the request to each and every application one by one. Okay, you can able to see we can able to see like it is communicating with all the instances, instance 1, instance 2, instance 3. Okay, let's go back to the logs. I can able to like explain even better in the from the logs. You can able to see one thing, like this is basically this particular console is with respect to login application. Here there is a line is printing resolving Eureka endpoints via configuration, basically with a certain time. What it will do is, this particular login application is enabled with that load balance annotation. It is communicating with the Eureka server, and then it is receiving all the client application related instances. Every 5 seconds it will communicate with the Eureka server, and then it will receive all the instance information, and then it will store in the login application itself, and then it will make the request one by one based on the load balance annotation, because in the load balanced annotation only internally it is enabled with Eureka ribbon. That's the reason it is making the request dynamically. So you can able to verify saying that in the URL we are not configured the the respective IPN port, but is internally based on the particular service name. This particular login application, it is receiving all the instance details 900423, and then it is making the request to each and every system one by one. Okay, so now in this video we have discussed in detail how this Eureka server is working, how to register Eureka server and Eureka client, basically how to create Eureka server and Eureka client, how to register Eureka client applications in the Eureka server, how to communicate from one application, one instance to one instance to multiple instances, based using Eureka, based on the Netflix Eureka. So in the next video, we will come up with any other good topic, so which will be useful for the developers. So let's stay tuned for upcoming videos. Thanks for watching these videos, guys. If you feel this video is useful, subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends. Let's see in the next video. Bye.